Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back from one of the holidays, one of the two of the plural holidays. How are you guys doing? Welcome in, welcome back, and welcome to the stream. Guys, you aren't gonna believe this. I don't know if any of you guys saw the story. Probably not, because I just posted it. But also ignore the hair. The hair I just did today, but I'm trying to not use as much heat on it, so it kind of just went normal. Normal. It went like naturally dried. So this is what hair texture is naturally, without using a diffuser or anything, or any gel, or anything like that. It's fine, except in the front. The front gets a little bit weird. I also don't think people with like the like halo, what do you call it? The halo highlights are supposed to have curly hair, but oh well. Oh my god, new man, hi, welcome in. It says, hi Diana, do you go to PAX East? I do, yeah, every year it's East, West, Unplugged, and Gen Con at the very least. I'm debating TwitchCon this year, only because I'm not 100% sure how I wanna, I don't know. TwitchCon was a little bit weird last year, and I'm not 100% certain if I wanna go back because the IRL streamers were like, just obnoxious, dude. Like, they were all over the place, and it was upsetting. Like, they were just always streaming, like, going up to you, doing weird challenges and things like that, and it was just obnoxious. And they were all like kids, you know? I don't want to deal with kids. If I wanted to do that, I'd go to fucking VidCon again. Oh my god, hi! It's Dizzy, says I haven't been here in a long time. How's everything been? We've been good! Christmas just ended. You guys actually funded a Yule log. I got my first ever Yule log over the holidays from a bakery that you guys pointed out existed. It was so cool. It was like vanilla this year, and it had, you guys weren't kidding, the mushrooms were fully edible. I have pictures, I just didn't post them yet. Craven, thank you so much for the sub with Prime. It's so great to see you guys. I feel like I haven't streamed in forever, because it really was just like last Monday, right? Because I had a holiday party Tuesday, a holiday party Christmas Eve, a holiday party on Christmas. Man, it was probably not a great week for my liver. Hold on, I need to go live on Instagram to let them know that I'm here. What did you get for Christmas? If you guys got anything cool, please let me know, because I love living vicariously through other people. I'm not the type of person who's gonna go out and like watch unboxings or things like that. I might for the occasional PR package that I know I can't get myself. But like, I am the type of person who would watch actual plays, or not actual plays, like video game playthroughs of things like that, because I wanted to know what it was like to have enough money to actually be able to play a video game that I wanted, but I couldn't do that because I wasn't allowed to as a kid, so I just watch other people play them. So I feel like that's right in line with seeing what other people get for Christmas. So if you guys got anything cool, someone said they got archery lessons? No fucking way. That's cool. Oh my god. Also, Hato says, hi Diana, I also have a Yule log, rare event in Australia. Oh my god, that's fucking sick. They are tasty. I'm so used to shit cakes from like the Fred Meyer, the Kroger, if you're wrong, that like it's, I don't know, I'm not used to like nice spongy cakes, you know? Kamashita says, I got a lot of stuff from Hexwood Forge, thanks to you recommending them. Oh my god, that's so sweet. Yeah, they're lovely. They're a small business. They were really sweet to me when I went up and said hi at PAX West. They didn't recognize me, the ones who were working the booth, but later I gave them my card and I was like, I would love to work with you guys. And I think they were like, okay, sure. But they were really polite. And then they handed the card off to, I'm assuming, the CEO of the company, who then recognized me and emailed me like, oh my god, I didn't realize you were there. They were so nice to me, and they gifted me all the like showcases of their stuff. It's really cool. I love doing small business shout outs. Oh my god, hey, Tamarathon's at 27 months, and Rye Bread is here saying, I managed to get a butane torch making creme brulees. Oh, dude. Fucking, I feel like I wasn't the type of adult who was asking for clothing and shit like that growing up. I'm the type of adult who escalated into asking for like decent kitchen supplies. And I feel like, I don't know, I was always, I got like, for a couple of years, every single year in college, I asked for like a different thing. It was like, one year it was a stand mixer, but like one of the nice ones. And the next year it was like, okay, all I want is a food processor and things like that. And that's the sign that I'm getting boring, essentially. And now I'm going full circle. I'm going back into board games and shit. Drodane, welcome back. Thank you so much for the sub. Let me get you guys on the board of, we'll call it Stream Saviors today. Stream Saviors. There we go. Anyone who subscribes on Twitch gets added to the board just for funsies. Just so I have something to do with my hands, essentially. But I got a lot to catch up on. We had Samurai. Oh my gosh. Hi, Samurai. Welcome in. Samurai Master 12 has subscribed. We also had Ippy, who subbed with Prime. Welcome back, Ippy. Ippy 21. Ryuji Tempest, of course. Classic. The month that Ryuji doesn't resubscribe to the channel, someone needs to do a wellness check. Truly, like, so consistent, so wonderful to have around. We also had Livy Robinson, who followed. We had Noob BCC. Hello, Noob. Let's see, Noob CC. There we go. I got it right. We also have Craven, who said, I got a 3D printer and I'm getting that giddy feeling to print random stuff for shits and giggles. Dude, I actually saw a video. I don't know if any of you guys get much into 3D printing, but I saw a video the other day of a girl who got her boyfriend a 3D printer and the filaments required, and he ended up like specifically 3D printing a bunch of stuff for her. So for example, a little like comb thing that would go in between the tines of a hairbrush and like clean out the hair for her. There was another that was like a 3D printed sponge holder for her kitchen sink and things like that. It was like useful stuff, and he prioritized doing that so he would demonstrate how worth it was. Let's see, hold on, I'm still catching up on stuff. We had Tamarathon, who's back for 27 months. Here we are. God, I'm gonna need a new pen soon. Tamarathon. We had Drodane, of course. Drodane, good to see you. Guys, I gotta show you some of the cool shit that I got. I will get to it in a sec. Violet _ herb. Hi, Violet, welcome in. We also had Astounding Piggy, who said, I hope everyone had a good old holiday time. Yeah, I hope so. Also good to see all of you guys over in Instagram. I'm trying to read 4 chats at once, so I'm so sorry. I'm prioritizing Twitch right now, but I swear, I do see you guys. It's just that Instagram has this weird thing where it limits the chat to like 4 lines, and things go by so fast. Let's see, Burn Official says I got a t-shirt that has a Nat 1 on it that says nope, a classic. I thought about making Nat 1, Nat 20 merch, but I feel like it's so done by so many people now that I just can't. I need to come up with something original and cool, like the Nightmare Dungeon Master, Nightmare Player duo. That's to this day some of my favorite merch that is so wildly like under-purchased on the merch store that it makes me feel sad. But I hired another TTRPG artist to do it. It was a cool collaboration. I'm just proud of it. I think it was awesome. So shout out to him. Let's see, Zach Nafane and Astounding Piggy also needed to join the board. Astounding, here we are. Piggy, and then Zach Nafane. There we go, that's a 1. Pretend it's a 1. But let's see, we also have some advantages and disadvantages already bestowed for the sake of any roles that come across our channel, and I think I'm caught up. I think I'm good. Let's see, Kamashita says my mom 3D printed a set of musubi presses so we could make spam musubi on our own at home. Shit, that's a good idea. That's actually really smart. I also used to think that the spam part of it was just straight up spam that was just kind of like lightly toasted on either side. I didn't realize there was sauce involved, and so I always thought it was like the most dry looking thing. I am now enlightened, and I want to make it. But that is a very solid idea. Hi, Theater the Unaligned. Do you guys seriously not have a bat? Did I not give you VIP last time? Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay, shame on me. Let me get you that VIP real fast. Also, Rybread says I got some more yarn and I've started crocheting a new dice bag. Oh, I love crocheted dice bags. I once bought, or actually I got gifted a D20 from, oh my gosh, it was, I have it somewhere. It was something Faye Dice. And they sent me the most gorgeous Wisteria D20, and they sent it in like a hand crocheted like little keeper bag, along with instructions on how to, they say we'll forgive you, oh shit. As well as instructions on how to like take care of it and things like that. It was wonderful. They were so sweet. Let's see. I've reached the maximum amount of VIP roles. That'll do it. Kevin hasn't been around here in a while. Do I get rid of Kevin? No, Kevin's nice. Kevin's nice to me. Let's get rid of, man, this feels like choosing between my friends. I don't want to do this. Fuck. I haven't seen Mir in a while. We'll do that. But yeah, Theater of the Unaligned. There we go. So people know who you are and whatnot. We've raided into you guys a bunch of times before, a couple times before, so hopefully people know who you are. But in case not, you guys, I highly recommend you go check out, shout out, there we go, Theater of the Unaligned. They're wonderful folks. Wow, what do you mean the channel I'm shouting out doesn't exist? Hold on. Oh, I misspelled theater. I'm dumb. I did it the dumb American way. Unaligned. There we go. I probably also did it wrong on the VIP list. No, I think I did it right. Okay, we're good. We're caught up. We did all the admin stuff. Let's see. Drew Hall says I got a shirt that I didn't relate to, socks, and an egg poacher. To be fair, I feel like once poaching eggs is wait, they said we spell it wrong and to ruin our SEO. That is the most that is a marketer's nightmare right there. Is the average IQ of Americans coming head to head with a genuinely good company. Zach also says on this episode of Bad Spelling with Diana, it's every episode. It's just every stream. Dude, I gotta tell you guys something. Okay, so you guys see, I've kind of been hiding it with the cloak recently. You guys know how this section of the stream, the screen space, right? I have the cloak covering my chair. Part of the reason that the cloak is there is because of our lovely friend, the Dead Pixel. Where is it? It's somewhere over here. Oh no, it's like right here. It's like a singular red pixel that has been dead on my camera for absolute ages. People have been pointing it out every time they land on the stream. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I'm so sorry if you've never seen it before, but you have to suffer with the rest of us now. I can't get rid of it. It's not an OBS thing. It's just full on a camera thing. That has been fixed because Nick and Nikki from My Nerd Life for Christmas got me a massive fucking upgraded camera, which means I can use this camera for filming stuff out and about and just deal with the dead pixel or crop it out. And then this is going to become our new stream camera. And so this might be like the last stream, if not, maybe in the next couple days. I have to wait for a dummy battery to arrive. Brosidian says, why did you say something? I forgot. I'm so sorry. But yeah, which is crazy. Far and away, like the most insane upgrade. Lucas says the Knicks asked if you needed a tech upgrade. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, seriously, like this camera it's also been actively pissing me off. You might have noticed it's been refocusing every time I do anything. That's definitely user error, but I'm too tired to fully take it apart and deal with it again. I also fucked with the white balance one too many times. There was a lot. Nasser says, won't you think of the red dot? The red dot can go fuck itself. Okay, I've been pointing, I don't know. I'm so sorry if you guys hadn't seen it before, but it's been bothering me every single time I edit anything. So I'm glad that it's gonna be gone. Say goodbye, okay? This is gonna be an execution. It's not gonna be a nice goodbye. But yeah, we'll upgrade as soon as I get a dummy battery. I already ordered one on Amazon, so it's on its way, and then I can just plop it right on the current setup, and then hopefully all will be well. I'm super excited. HT says it's like the red ring. It's nostalgic. Isn't the red ring like, oh my god, the red ring of death? I was thinking of a blue ring octopus for a sec. I thought we were talking about like something that would genuinely kill me. I know what you mean now. I get it. Lucas Joseph says someone gave me an idea for a ship post to use the red dot. Oh no. Should I like, hold on, where is it? There we go. Screenshot that, use it how you will. Boosted says excited stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Also, Violet says farewell, red dot. I know. Theater of the Online says that red dot will be used to mark eras in your life, pre and post red dot. It's gonna be pre and post red dot, pre and post Diana figuring out her fucking lighting situation, pre and post whiteboard, pre and post controversy, Diana of the Rose. Don't forget to mark that one down. That one guy, thank you so much for the 30 bits and also for the 20 bits from before saying I got the Audacity for Christmas. I'm glad it's getting passed around. Oh, and then, oh my gosh, wait. Oh, over on TikTok says I just started playing D&D thanks to you and my friends are loving it, so thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. Are you the GM or are you just playing? Either way, that's fucking sick. I also want to point out, I don't know if any of you guys saw my video from last week. I was talking about a really horrifying concept of someone making like a bunch of stitched together humanoids into essentially fantasy creatures, but by like human centipeding them together. And I really want to make that a module. I might know some people. I might be able to make it a thing. Fingers crossed. It's gonna be horrifying and very much like 18 and over as a requirement for the module. So, Country Boy over on Instagram says, what red dot? I can't see it. You can only see it if you're on Twitch, or TikTok, or YouTube. I think you guys are on the only platform that can't see it, so count yourselves lucky or unlucky. I don't know. Crooked Rook says, yeah, it's mess, but I'd make for an awesome villain. Yeah, and that's the thing that I like about villains is when they have like such a strong idea in their head that they're right, you know? Oh my god, also there's so many hydrates. I'm so sorry, I've been missing all of those. Let's see. Tech over on Instagram says, I gotta ask, are you in Washington or do you just keep visiting? I actually did visit quite a few times, huh? Nah, I was just there in Leavenworth, like pre-disaster Leavenworth. for like the early part of Christmas. But I haven't really been out much since. I'm over in Bend, Oregon, which I always talk about it. I'm very open about where I live because I do a decent job of not doxing myself outside of the city, so. And it explains a lot about the way I operate, holy shit. So I'm always very public about that part. But no, not Washington. I'm in a state with no sales tax, so that's good. DBC said, hear me out, putting extra vertebra in the neck to make a giraffe human. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw, someone in the Discord actually designed some like crazy looking art to already get into some of the concepts of what these creatures would look like. And there are some, it's horrifying. It's marked by a spoiler, so like fair warning, if you don't like body horror, don't click on the spoiler. But I think it's in the arts channel, and it has like a spider, a giant spider made out of a bunch of people stitched together. One person is like back bent and their head is where the abdomen is supposed to be of the spider. There's another, yeah, there was a cursed centaur. There was where someone, and I loved this idea, where someone's hand was like forcefully grafted or wrapped around the bow, and so they couldn't physically let go. That was wild. Also, Bones says, how do I lurk in the Discord? Oh, let me do the thing. ! Discord over in Twitch if you're watching on Twitch. That link right there will take you to it. You don't have to post anything, and I never at everyone because that's fucking annoying and I hate when people do that. So you can always just like go through and look at stuff and then leave. I don't care. The Cheese Prop says, I feel like they're more fun than horrifying. Well, yes, but also some of the creatures in those drawings are actively crying blood and things like that. So I thought it was horrifying. I thought it was fun. So I might try and make it an actual thing. Let's see. Someone says, fun to catch you live over on Instagram. Oh my gosh, thank you. And then Fel says the Discord sounds like a fever dream. I promise it's not normally body horror. It's actually quite funny. I check that Discord like every hour. It's so cool. I don't always talk in it, just because I don't want to bring too much attention to myself and then get like inundated with people replying and pinging me. But I always like to poke in every now and then, especially when there's a 69 joke. I've been known to reply nice and so on. Oh hey, there's a poll being asked in the Twitch stream saying, how long do you leave your residence decorated after the holidays? So we'll have that up here in a sec for those on Twitch. I don't want to weigh in because I don't want to bias the answers, but hey, Cash Cal, thank you so much, saying I feel like the months are just flying by. We also had Matt who said, funny, the melting people together into monsters is already a thing in Vampire the Masquerade. One clan of vampires does that stuff. Really? What kind of monsters? Into like actual fantastical monsters? That's fucking sick. Also, I just realized I haven't been able to, there we go. Waffle Dragon says, I love giraffes. Human giraffes though, I'm not sure. Sounds fun though. And then, let me see. Okay, let me get people's, things are going so fast. It's so great to see you guys. There's so many of you here. Holy shit. Okay, so Matt, we gotta get you on the board. Storm Pro. And then, let's see, Cash Cow, our lovely mod. We also had, dude, a couple of you guys sent like Christmas presents over to the P.O. Box. Thank you so much. I'm still gonna, tomorrow, I'm gonna go through and do like an unboxing of all of that. Because there is a lot that came in from Loungefly that I had priority for because they were doing like specific releases, and they were like, hey, if we send you this and if you post about it, could you just like at the very least do it as soon as you get it? And I was like, okay, yeah. And then it ends up being really cool and taking over the entire video. So sorry about that, but tomorrow I will do like a proper unboxing showcasing all the stuff that you guys got me. Thank you so much if you got me anything and sent it to the PO Box. That is crazy. I again could not have imagined any level of fame. When I was a kid, right, I promise I'm not gonna go off about when I was a kid shit for super long. We'll get back to the actual stream. But when I was a kid, I would watch like YouTubers like, I don't know, what was it, the Yonkscast and the Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter folks, and I would watch them go through their P.O. Box and do like unboxings. I think Jacksepticeye did 1 or 2, Markiplier might have done 1 or 2. And so like the fact that I have a P.O. Box is crazy, and the fact that people are using it is even crazier. So thank you so much. I'll do dedicated thank yous tomorrow over on TikTok. Let's see, we have Crooked Rook, who has also subscribed again. Crooked Rook. And it's 77, right? Yeah, 77. Nailed it. And then PGH Tom has also subscribed. Thank you so much, Tom. Lovely to see you. Okay. Wait, that underscore is supposed to be here. Oop, there we go. Bursidian says, Diana, did you know that when I was a kid, Shit, is that how that works? I have a small child in my family, and she's, what, 4? I think she's like 4. And she's like a niece of mine. And I asked her parents, I was like, hey, I have something lying around, It's designated for 14-year-olds, but I feel like your kid's smart enough to get it. Would she like a plasma globe? And her parents were like, fuck yeah, she'd love a plasma globe. So I got to watch a little 4-year-old girl who was way too young to have a plasma globe experience a plasma globe, which was fun. I don't know, it's cool. Oh, hey, Turtle Monkey says, I'm sad I want to post the picture of the book I won. You won a book? Oh my god, congrats, that's awesome. Wait, was it through the Discord? Are we talking about like the PNW book or something else? Oh wait, Yves says like a lava lamp. No, it's like, you'll recognize it if you see it. Hold on, I have the capability to show you what I'm talking about here. Plasma globe. Instagram, you're the only one who's not gonna be able to see this. I'm so sorry. But it's like one of those things where you touch the surface and then it goes all like, it like attaches to your fingies, you know? Also, hi Deuce Covington, hello. Hello everyone on Instagram who's joining, welcome in. Troll Monkey says from you, yes. Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome. Dude, PNW is so great. It's just an aesthetically pleasing book too, and the cover's soft. Cheese Prof says the bzzz orb, yeah. And Crooked Orc says that kid's gonna be an electrical engineer. So really it's an investment, and the parents should be thanking me for their future plasma screen TV that their kid's gonna get them once they reach apprenticeship. Johnny Firehead says they still make plasma globes. Yeah, it's like a National Geographic toy, I'm pretty sure. It's still 14 plus. I was so tempted to just like scratch out the little 1 in front of the 14 plus thing. Also, Michael says, I love all your content. Oh my god, thank you. Yeah, I've got another long form coming out soon. And then a short form today talking about board games a little bit, talking about aesthetics, how to best enjoy your board game experience, and like giving a couple examples of specifically Avid ciders that I drink when I'm playing specific games, right? Like I don't know if you guys do this, when I play a game, I gotta get locked the fuck in. I set my lighting in my apartment to specific vibes. So if I'm playing Finspan, for example, I'm going to break out specifically a blueberry cider from Avid. I'm going to set all of the lights in my apartment to do a wavy blue tone, kind of shifting between navy blue and cerulean and things like that. I'm gonna put on like old school aquarium music in the background. I'm gonna get like fully into it. So it's gonna be a video all about how to really get into it. Brosine says, did I hear blueberry cider? Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's really good. I personally love the blackberry a bit more. Oh my god, also, Jared, hi, thank you so much for the, is that 10 gifted subs? Thank you so much. Holy shit, it's lovely to have you. I know you just followed, but welcome in, and thank you for the crash landing with the subs. Also, Marafi says, how often do you do modeling? And what got you into it? It's actually very local modeling. I just do things for friends mostly, small businesses, where I don't know. It's like been so far for, I've done 2 or 3 boudoir shoots, 1 artistic morning shoot that's on Instagram for a photographer friend of mine, another fake engagement shoot, like same photographer with an ex of mine, which was super cute. It was like a little picnic setup. Whatever she needs me for, essentially, I'm like on call. I get cool pictures. She gets something to add to her portfolio. Same with some of the local boudoir photographers if they want extra content out of it. I've done modeling for a couple different companies. Avid I've done a little bit for. It's mostly just like local stuff because I live in a small enough town that everyone knows each other. Yves says, so we won't see you on a D&D book cover. I think if you see me on a D&D book cover, it's probably a fake cover, and I'm so sorry in advance. Unless they do like unless they make someone who happens to look like me for the D&D universe, I'd be flattered, but that's never happening. I'm gonna be so honest. It's gonna take a long ass, I need to be way more famous. Okay, the poll ended for how long we leave festive scenery up. The top answer was y'all decorated with 98 votes. And so did you guys not decorate at all? Oh my god. Let me see. I gotta catch up on some things. Brian Transplant. Oh my gosh, sorry. Subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much, Brian. Oh my gosh. Brian Transplant. That's a great Twitch name, by the way. We also had Jared Sade Water. Let's see. Jared S-A-D-E Water with 10 gifted subs to the community, which is always nice. I always like it when people don't want to sit through ads. So that's really sweet of you. Dombeck has also subbed. Hello, Dombeck. Welcome back. We also had, oh no, it's your first time. Hi, welcome in. Welcome back to Spartacus, who subscribed for a month of tier 1. I definitely see your name around here before. Hi, AMA. Spartacus, these names, I'm running out of space. I should have asked for a bigger whiteboard. Wreckage, hi, hello. Welcome in. It's 668, I believe. And then I think I'm caught up. We also had Chameleon Dragon, Chartreuse Goose, Wreckage, and Jared all follow recently. So thank you guys so much for the follows. Deprived Revenge, hello, hello, welcome in. And Brain says, my wife and I always put up a small tree and maybe some lights in the house. Nothing outside. And you know what? I'm kind of here for that, especially because like putting things up and taking them down outside, that's the one thing that I will never do as a homeowner, which fingers crossed we ever get to the point of being able to own a home. I'm praying on the market to crash and I'm not gonna be quiet about it. And I will never do that thing where I put up lights on the outside trim of a house. First of all, it's fucking cold. I hate being cold. I'm not gonna do that. And I saw someone taking them down the other day and he just looked so miserable. And he was taking them down like 2 days ago, like basically the day after Christmas. I don't know. Mr. Max says my family had to fully decorate since I had cousins in town. I love that that's the onus, is like, we have to, hold on guys, we gotta entertain, therefore we must put up the lights. I always do it because I feel like if I don't, I just get really sad because it means that I'm too busy to even celebrate holidays. And that's like my line of like, if I can't celebrate a holiday, if I can't decorate for a holiday, then I need to chill the fuck out on whatever my work schedule is, which right now is pretty crazy, but that's just me. DB says, just use the outdoor Govee lights. That's been working well for my mom and for me, not having to get on the roof anymore. Do they handle the actual weather really well? I didn't think they would. I was really skeptical of those. How many years have you had them? Also, Lucas says, I bought a house because I was a natural disaster victim. 0 out of 10, worst millennial loophole. Oh man. Izzy says, I got new boots and a hat. Nice. Dude, new boots are fucking, if they're boots that will actually like last, that's a good find. Lasting boots, fucking, they're so expensive. Oh, also Turtle Day says, you'll get to home ownership. I have no doubt in my mind. I'm doing my best. I will sell my soul for the sake of not, well, actually, no, I'm kind of okay living in an apartment as well. I just need a bigger one is my only thing. My current apartment can't hold all of the stuff that I need unless I fully overhaul the way that I'm doing shelves and whatnot, which I might have to do. Although I will say I'm also currently absorbing 3 of my shelves with just miniatures, so, and I keep buying more miniatures. Let's see. What was I talking about? Wreckage says I gave wait, hold on. What were you saying? Something about half a retirement fund for a house. I think I missed a bit. Also, Mentat says I'm imagining a cover with a rogue who looks like Rogue. A little on the nose, but they've done worse things. But yeah. J-Kid says need more room for plants. Fair enough. Actually, I have... it's like I need more room for nice-looking board games. Like, oh my god, what are the ones that Acheron makes? Hold on. So I have this thing in my house where anytime that Acheron Games, there we go. Anytime that I create a, oh no, it's not Acheron, it's Archeron. Is it? No, it's Archon. They're all the same thing. We have so many companies that have this exact same like ARC start to their name. So there's a bunch of companies out there that create board games, and specifically whenever I find a board game that I want that has a skull on the front or a dark aesthetic of any kind, I can put it on a shelf. If it doesn't look like that, I don't put it on the shelf because it's not pretty enough and it doesn't match the aesthetic of the rest of the apartment, which means anything that I have out in open storage has to match the apartment, which means that I need to either rebox a lot of my games like Finspin and Wormspan and Wingspan. They can't be out. They're too colorful. They're too happy, okay? I need death and I need skulls. And so things like this can go out perfectly fine. Nexus Infernum, Eschaton, those are all great. Eschaton's actually really heavy, so I'm not gonna put it on a shelf for the sake of the fact that I want the shelf to last. But anything that has this sort of aesthetic, right? I can put it out there. Kingdom Death has been fantastic. I've been able to put Kingdom Death on so many shelves, but I don't know. That's what's limiting me, is my limiting factor is aesthetics and also the 2 bedrooms in my apartment, you know? Crooked Rook says the possibility of Diana keeping Warhammer minis is on the table. I have a couple. They're really high up though. I enjoyed building them a lot. I'm more of a Kingdom Death girly. I've also been building some minis from a miniature war game that I just bought, which is Malediction. And I talked about it last week, so I won't talk about it too much this time. But Brian says I'm imagining Settlers of Catan rebox with Death Metal Rosebush front. Dude, if there is a company that makes custom covered, like, so almost like Folded Space, right? Hold on, I don't know if you guys have heard of this company. Folded Space, if I'm thinking of it right. Yeah, okay, so there's this company out here. It's called Folded Space, and it makes organizers for board games, but specifically designed to make the box interior actually fit expansions and things like that. And if there's a, oh my god, is this gonna load? It might not load. If there's a company out there that makes like custom box covers that I can convert the normal cover into black and white or something like that for, God, I would pay so much money for that because it would free up so much space in my apartment if I can actually put my games out, you know? Ugh. Also, hi Reaper, how's it going? And House Duggan says I just played Malediction on Saturday night. How did you like it? Was it hard to learn? Because it didn't look that hard to learn to me, because it was all like magic style, reading the card tells you what it does. But I don't know, I really want to play it. I really want to play it. I just need to get through the building all the miniatures and stuff. Also, Yvette says, would you put Lego roses in your place as decor if you got any? Yes, I actually have some already. That's like the only bright decor I have in my apartment. Everything else is green or black or gold, right? Or like basket weave, wood, that sort of stuff. I don't have anything else except for Christmas time, you know, I have things like that. But the only pop of color I have in my apartment that's actually out is a set of Lego roses. And that's it. It's like the only splash of red anywhere outside of Christmas time. Also, Johnny Fireheart says I started collecting the war game Skyrim Call to Arms. Do you like it? How do you feel like it plays? Because I'm always a little suspicious of people trying to convert video games into tabletop games because I'm afraid that they're gonna try too hard to stick with the tabletop game mechanics and they're gonna lose the plot halfway through. So I don't know. Rybread says I finally got my family to have a game night for the first time in years, but we're stuck at card games, which are fun, but I just want a long board game. Oh, okay. Have you tried going into like card-based story games? Because you could try one that's really good. You could do a couple of them. There's a game based around chickens, and I forget what it's called, but every single chicken name is a pun. And it's cards based for the most part, and it's really easy to get into. It's really good for families. Oh, someone says Slay the Spire. That works. Munchkin is very good. I also recommend Sleeping Gods if you want something that's more of a campaign, you know? Let's see, Reaper has subscribed, and Turtle Monkey 11 has as well. Did I get Turtle Monkey on here already? I didn't! Turtle Monkey, here you are. We'll add you to the board, and then Reaper _@_Overwatch. Oh my god, I barely squished it in there. Strange Miniature says Marvel Zombie Zombicide is a favorite of mine. It was also fun to paint. Anything that's fun to paint is always good. You need really high levels of detail. Wait, Yogo says, are you actually incredulous about your feet to show off? I don't know. I don't sell feet pics. There's no reason to gatekeep them. Do I have a wiki feet? Has someone started one yet? Because I've definitely shown off my feet several times, just not intentionally. I should look into that later. Also, someone says, have you played Betrayal in the House on the Hill? I have. Only once, and it is so fun. Betrayal's actually a really good point. You might be able to get your family into Betrayal, because it's a shorter game that's still... Luke says, why would you ask? I don't know, man. People do weird shit. I also want to know, because I don't know anything about feet fetishes. I want to know how it's rated. I'm so curious. Like, how do they start? What makes a good foot? And I don't know. Mine are covered in blisters. So, let's see. Magic says Betrayal's a really good board game. It is. I did try the condensed version recently, which was it was fine. It wasn't as fun, though. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Is people will have, like, custom foam inserts for board game boxes that are, let me see, standard color, no. Assembly, no. Standard, I guess. For, you know, games like Gloomhaven that have a lot of fucking pieces and a lot of expansions and things like that, and they make it so that you can basically fit everything inside the normal box. They have some for, I believe, Kingdom Death as well. Let's see, Founders of Gloomhaven, Frostpunk is in here, normal Gloomhaven, and it makes it all really easy. I would say the only game that I don't think needs it is probably Wingspan and Wormspan. Only because Wingspan and Wormspan already have this thing where if you look at the side of the box interior, they like have a whole map of how exactly you're supposed to put the game back in the box. And I thought that was brilliant. I think more people need to do that. Firebird says, I've literally Googled WikiFeet exactly once and I'm fairly sure you don't have one yet. Why did you Google it? What was the... Oh my god, Concho! Hi! Hello! Guys, I must say hi to Concho, who just walked into stream at the exact moment I said something about a foot fetish. Hi! That wasn't a... So how you enjoying the little partner icon, buddy? Also, are you coming to PAX West or Unplugged or anything else? Or East? Or Twitch, I mean, probably TwitchCon, I imagine, but I don't know. I know some of the Bloom folks are headed to PAX East, I want to say, and PAX West this year, which is an upgrade. So hopefully I'll see you before TwitchCon. You're dying to go to PAX East? You should. You should. You'd be able to get a badge easy. Let's see. Dark Wolf says, I'm trying to make my own homebrew D&D world where the majority of races are the monstrous races. So Yuan-Ti, goblins, orcs, lions, minotaurs. I love that sort of stuff. I also feel like they're the loudest motorcycle ever just passed outside. I don't know. I usually make it so that they have dedicated almost like a continent on the main world of whatever I'm world building. So if someone really wants to dive into their culture and things like that, I just shift over to a different continent on my same canon world. Dungeon Giant says I wrote a paper on how people with feet fetishes work and got an A. For what class? Psychology? I hope it was psychology. Matt says, make it so the humans are the legendary boogeymen, long dead species that left strange artifacts behind. Yeah, oh, that'd be cool. That'd be sick, like a post-apocalyptic sort of thing. Top tier. What else? Let's see. Nodster says a girl's gotta monetize where she can to pay for New Year's. I don't think I have any plans for New Year's. Do I? When is it? It's like Wednesday, right? Shit. So I'm not gonna stream on Wednesday. Probably I might stream on Thursday if I'm not hungover, but I'm planning on it. I don't know. I don't think I have plans. I guess I'll just go out around town and see what's happening. Dress nice. I don't know. Strange by Nature says Dropout will blur bare feet out of all their shows because of creeps. I get that. And that's definitely like a personal choice for whoever's putting themselves in front of a camera. At the same time, I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion about how I handle things, people will fetishize fucking anything. And men in particular will fetishize a ham sandwich if it happens to be folded in a particular way. And so like, I don't feel like it's worth the effort for me personally, again, me, to go through the extra effort to blur things out. And I'd rather, yeah, I don't know. That's just me though. Let's see, James says my New Year's resolution is to figure out my D&D group schedule. There you go. I highly recommend using Lettuce Meet, When to Meet, or, oh my God, there's a third one and I can't remember the name. But there's like free websites that you can use to align people's schedules. Highly recommend that. It's really easy. You just send everyone a link and they fill out when they're free for the next like month or whatever, or on a repeated schedule. And then that makes it automatically shows you when everyone is free or when the majority of people are free. It's super cool. Cheese Prop says, don't come for my hand sandwich. That's my job. Jesus. We're phrasing. Noster says, does it have mustard, cheese, at least mayo? Are we talking about before or after? We need to stop this conversation. Speaking of, oh, the essay was for health science, Dungeon Giant says. That makes sense. Speaking of New Year's resolutions though, does anyone have any? Because I am personally not much of a resolution girly, but I kind of, what do you mean I started it? I know I started it. We're gonna pretend like I didn't start it, okay? Let's see. Turtle Monkey says, just a free group to help me learn. I recommend, yeah, oh my God, dude, find one-shots and things like that. Because I guarantee someone else's New Year's resolution out there is gonna be the opposite side of it, where it's like, I wanna run more one-shots for local, you know, nerds and things like that. Or, you know, I wanna start being a GM more. I really think, yeah, I think that if you go look at specifically billboards in friendly local game stores or bookstores or game shops or barcades, those 4 spots will probably have a lot of listings for little one-shots coming up, especially holiday ones that you can take a look at. Decent Lizard subscribed to Prime, as did Penguin. Hi, Pen. Good to see you. Pen_Gwen, and then Decent Lizard. Hello. Decent Lizard. I'm sorry if I sound congested, by the way. I'm sick for the 3rd time in like a month and a half. I'm so sorry. It's not good. James says the false hydra is always fun. I love the concept of a false hydra, but so many people know about it now that it's hard to run effectively. Let's see. Ronan Dexter says, I love Wingspan and Wormspan. Yeah, I'm very happy that Finspan came out. It's honestly probably my favorite in between Wingspan, Wormspan, and Finspan. But I hope they come out with more. I hope there's like a lizard one, you know? Or, I mean, they really could do anything at this point. But like a nice little lizard one, maybe a plant one. I think it'd be cool. But yeah, I don't know. Hasbar says, my New Year's resolution is to not make a New Year's resolution, which then by default means I already broke it. I love a good paradoxical New Year's resolution. Well done. Mentat says, I'm sorry, I missed the schedule link. You can send your players. Oh yeah, so it's called, here, let me show you. Lettuce Meet. Lettuce Meet is one of them. It's just straight up lettucemeet.com. You, as the host, will create it and choose what days you're available to meet on. And then, you know, you just select whatever you're free for. You hit Let's Meet, and then you insert what time you're free. And then it'll create a thing that a link, essentially, that you send to all of your players that they will then fill out. And then it'll show you when everyone's free. My personal favorite, though, is When to Meet. Here we go. Which is a little bit more UI friendly, at least on my head, on my end. When is good? That was the third one. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, when is good is the other one, which is also a very simple thing. You just like grid out when you're available. Other people will also see your availability and work around that, and then they can fill in everything, and then it compares everyone and puts them all together. Johnny says we aren't talking about sandwiches. Not anymore. Let's see. Limwick says my D&D group has just been using Discord polls. I like Discord polls. I find them a little limiting, but it makes it easy because you can use the Discord timestamp generator to make it kind of work. Ace Highwind says my wife and the players in my group don't know about the False Hydra. All I told them with the one-shot is that it's a horror/mystery one-shot. Oh, top tier. I love it. Also, Captain Jake says, I love the content. Oh my god, thank you. Deuce says I'm committing to, with some degree of resolve, but it's not a resolution, to finally finishing up my game room so I can host games without driving 30 minutes each way. Where are you hosting? Oh, like hosting them, you're going to a friend's house 30 minutes each way. I getcha. I love that sort of stuff. I love dedicated game rooms so much. Having like wall-to-wall shelves, having like nice torch lighting, a good table. Juice says, is this for the foot meetups? God fucking damn it. Let's see. Magic Gordon says, yeah, I was confused for a minute. I thought it was lettuce meat. It is. So it's lettuce as in the veggie. And then M-E-E-T. Not M-E-A-T, though. We're not talking about sandwiches. Yves says, also, do you prefer to be a DM or a player? I am definitely more of a DM. I actively suck at being a player. I was doing a PvP one-shot the other day to help promote Maddie's thing. Her Cersei's Guide to Ayaya, which is a, like, basically Percy Jackson setting for D&D. It's out on Kickstarter right now if you guys want to go look at it. It's awesome. And it was cool, but to promote it, we did a one-shot PvP thing where I was a level like 11 or 14 fighter/monk. And I've never played a monk. I never pay attention to monks. No one's ever played a monk in my games, and I didn't know how they worked. And it was so abundantly obvious that I was at negative points almost the entire way through the one-shot, so it wasn't fantastic. Crescent Wing says I broke my friend's brain when I told him I could do 80 damage at level 5 in one turn. With what? A fucking gun? Also, let's see. Hato says I think Maddie just got fully backed. Oh yeah, she reached her first goal. I don't know if she reached her last one. Did she? Oh man. Also, Gamer Night, hello. Sat Wars, hello. Welcome in. Thanks for the follows. Oh yeah, and Thunoric, who is here for the first time, says, how did you get into tabletop games? Through the video game pipeline for the most part. I just liked video games and fantasy worlds in particular, and some friends asked me to get into them back in early high school, like 10 or 11 years ago. And now I'm doing it as my second job, which is sick. It's cool. Also, Taylor, hey, how's it going? Oh my gosh, hello. Oh my god, I'm out of space. I'm gonna toss you in down here, Taylor. Thank you so much for the sub. Taylor the first. Hello. Good to have you. Welcome back. Let's see. Who else is here? How is Maddie doing? Like fully backed? Hold on. Cersei's Guide to Ayaya. A Handbook for the Half-God. That was the full name. This is our Kickstarter. She's not paying me to talk about it, but she has been fully funded for a hot sack, thanks to her hard work. It's been awesome. She's been doing amazing. She gets to like have amazing artists on it too. So she has some of the artists who do Magic the Gathering art, and yeah, the location art got unlocked. And she's not super far from the bonus module, which is sick. She keeps updating me and her and Kiki's group chat all the time with like updates on how everything is going, and she's so excited. She never thought it would get this far, so you guys are doing great in supporting her. It's been wonderful. Someone asked over on Instagram, hi Diana, I know you're a D&D legend, but do you play Call of Cthulhu ever? I do every now and then, but mostly only for one-shots. The setting for Call of Cthulhu isn't my favorite, and I don't like modern-ish settings. As soon as you introduce firearms, I'm pretty checked out, so I don't usually do that sort of stuff, but for one-shots, I do them quite a bit, especially during conventions. I did one at PAX Unplugged recently, where we did a Severance-themed Call of Cthulhu one-shot, and that was so much fun. It was super cool. The GM was amazing. Lexi McQueen, fantastic human being, even better GM. It was crazy. Very good at, like, improvising, too. It was sick. Let's see. Ho Ho Manrio. Hi, hello over on YouTube. And Turtle Day says a monk/bard multiclass. I want to see more obscure multiclasses. I want to see more multiclasses that are objectively bad. I feel like we don't get enough of those nowadays. Also, Vera Lamika says, hey Diana, have you ever played Delta Green, The Conspiracy? I feel like you guys have talked to me about Delta Green before. That's the one that's kind of like spacey, right? Or am I thinking of another Lovecraftian? Yeah, okay. Lovecraftian horror. So Lovecraftian horror has just never really been my thing. I go more into like horror that has to do with things that you can fully grasp as opposed to things that you inherently can't. So I lean more into things like Cult, which I don't know if I can show you guys. Hold on. Cult Divinity Lost, for example. It goes a lot into human sin and almost like twisted manifestations of what do you call it? Like divine concepts and religion and things like that. I'm gonna very carefully scroll down because I don't know what I can and can't show you. The art is fantastic though. It's amazing. It's got a lot of, can I show you this? Yeah, body horror warning for people who don't like the concept of someone's eyes getting pecked out by crows or things ripping through their flesh. Here's, for example, a taste of some of the art. Like, this sort of stuff is horrifying and also my favorite thing ever. So, Juice says just show it all, it'll be fine. It will not be fine. Listen, this is my income. But yeah, it's got a lot to do with body horror and nightmare scenarios that basically boil down into human sins, right? I love that sort of stuff. Lena says the cult artwork is a great way to speedrun getting banned on Twitch. Yeah. But that's what I don't know what it is about Lovecraftian type stuff that I don't like. I think it's just the fact that like you can't grasp it, or the fact that it's so inherently beyond us. And it just kind of has to be that way because it's like beyond our capabilities to understand. That bothers me. I like stuff that we can understand, and our own understanding of it is horrifying. You know, that's why I like human horror and moral gray zones. And I feel like every game should have at least some level of moral grayness, both on the side of the BBGs, but also on the side of the players, you know? You best wanted me to breathe because that was a bit of a rant. We also had Fu Pubbins, hello, hi, and Thunoric, who have both subscribed on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for the subs. It's lovely to have you. Fu Pubbins, and then what was the other one? Thunoric. Welcome back. Great to have you. Hello, hello. Deethan also wants me to hydrate, which I'll do real fast because I am sick and probably should. Fi over on no, that's TikTok, says Delta Green is so fun. Oh my gosh, and also says I made a wizard/monk multi-class and it works. Oh man, that sounds fucking wild. I feel like the outfit would be crazy. Can you imagine like the oldest, most crotchety wizard known to man who just suddenly like rolls up his sleeves and just like absolutely kicks ass? God, that'd be so funny. That'd be fucking great. I actually kind of want to build that now too. D then says, Diana, you're taking medications. So here's the thing. If it's a cold, it's just gonna go away anyway. I'm not the type of person who takes medications for things that you can't do anything about. I don't know. It's, when I start dying or I have another cancer scare, I'll actually go to the doctor. But if I get sick 4 times in a month and a half, then I'll go to the doctor because that's an immune problem. But Deedon says you've been sick 3 times since November. I've also been traveling a lot though. I've been in airplanes in condensed fucking tubes with recycled air so much this year that I'm not shocked that it happened. So I think once the travel dies down, then we'll have a control, you know, then we'll know. Matt says, oh, you think I'm old and feeble, do you? Taste my flying windmill kick, asshole. Exactly. Someone that's just like deadly quiet. You only ever hear them muttering to themselves when they're trying to study, and then all of a sudden they become like the ultimate trash talker. They can see right through you and know exactly what's gonna insult you the most. It's my favorite. Let's see. Mr. Calebson says, I absolutely love your content. I would die if I ever got the opportunity to play in one of your campaigns because you're an amazing DM. Thank you. I would die if I got the chance to DM a campaign again. It's been so long. I really want to. I really, really want to. I haven't had the time, but I will more in January. I also got a sabbatical from my day job here in basically Gen Con PAX West times in between then. So I'll still be streaming and things like that. I'll still be doing this job, but I will have more time to actually sit down and like enjoy things, which will be cool. I get to go do a little camping or something like that. I don't know. I like it. Magic Gordon says cast mirror image and then rage. That'd be so. I also like, because don't barbarians inherently not... Let's see, Barbarian Bladesinger is really fun. You get con save proficiency and a gigantic hit die out of the gate. I thought when you were raging, you inherently can't focus on spells. Or am I thinking wrong? I don't know. Deedon says sabbatical. Yeah, so at my day job, I get a sabbatical once everyone at the company gets a sabbatical. It used to be 3 years, and they changed it to 4 years because of the economy. But every 4 years, you get 6 weeks off, where you get paid vacation, essentially. You just go fuck around, I suppose. There's nothing to do outside of that. Which is nice. It's the one upside of being in my industry, is that they are pretty forward-thinking on that front, and really backwards thinking on a bunch of other shit, so... You know, but I do like my day job. Juice Goose says, I didn't think you had a day job anymore. I do. This content creation, I will scream this to the end of my fucking days. Content does not pay the bills. Not the way I do it. You have to put so much effort into making a lot more content than I do and streaming a lot more than I do in order for it to even break even. So I still have my day job, plus it's nice having insurance and things like that. Macy says, hi Dinah in chat, how are you doing today? We're doing good. Hello, Macy. And HT says, the Cthulhu Barbarian can cast some spells. There's a Cthulhu Barbarian? Oh. Also, hi, Process Hydra. Hello. Same with Dr. Norp. Good to see you. And let's see. Hados says mirror image is not concentration. Oh, shit. Okay. I thought it was for some reason. Oh, okay. And Magic Gordon says, you Blade Song first round, and then second round Rage after you get your non-concentration spells set up. I see. I getcha. Okay. I'm so used to working in like druid cleric type realms where you kind of have to have like all of my cleric spells are concentration. I'm just bad at selecting spells, I think is really what's happening. Oh, there's a hydrate. I think I did that hydrate. But also I want to say hi to Ronan Dexter, Develvol, who is here for the first time. Same with OKSDM, who has just followed. Good to see you. Rybread says it's 2 a.m., so I'm gonna go to sleep, toodles. Have a good night, Rybread. It's good to see you. And Hydra says, I learned mirror image wasn't concentration after my players used it during combat last session. That sounds about right. I feel like 90% of what I hear and learn about D&D recently, thank you, Dethan, for the hydrate, is from getting my ass kicked, for the most part. I am gonna pop by and say goodbye to everyone on Instagram, only because my phone is dead. So if you guys haven't already, highly recommend checking out the Twitch stream. It's just twitch.tv/DianaTheRose. That's where I usually talk to folks. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you there, and I'll be back if my phone charges. And if not, I'll be back tomorrow at 5:30. So, hell yeah, go bye. And then for those who are all still here, don't worry, y'all are good. It's just my phone is dead. It's at 2%, and that's my bad. Nathan Lovelace over on YouTube says, hey, first time catching your live. I've been a fan of your reels for a bit. Oh my gosh, thank you. Hi. Oh man, it's so great to see you guys. Hello, hello. And Mentat Muse says, with a druid/barbarian combo, can you enter rage while wild shaped? I actually can't remember. Can you rage while in wild shape? Yeah, you can. It lets you keep features not dependent on your original form, so you definitely can. But it's different from polymorph, so you can't rage while polymorphed, but you can while you're wild shaped. So it's actually, Druid Barbarian is a pretty decent, like, combo. I think it's a pretty popular combo, at least. Hi, Faye. It's just Faye. Hello, hello, saying hi, D. Hello, followed from TikTok. Welcome in. Hello. And then Yves says, roleplay. You were just a very angry bear. I was looking at the House in Magic the Gathering card the other day because one of the things that Dethan got me, or no, sorry, not Dethan, DBCU got me for Christmas was actually an insane amount, like a fuck ton of Magic the Gathering cards. I mean, like really old ones too, like 1994 old and things like that. And one of them was Halcyon. And the whole thing, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, is he just helps bears. He just turns a bunch of shit into bears. And that's all he does. As like a mono green commander if you really wanted him. Until end of turn, target token you control becomes a green bear creature with base power. Actually, this wouldn't be bad for my squirrel deck. Should I add this to my squirrel deck? Because then I could just turn all of my squirrels into bears. I feel like that'd be fun. DB says have fun sorting all that shit into boxes. I'm not even done scanning it yet, dude. I've had Better Call Saul on in the background of my living room, scanning every single time I need a brain break from work. Brian Transplant says that's about when my old ass got into MTG. Because it goes back to 1993, right? Is when first edition came out? I can't remember. Nuts also wants me to hydrate. HG says watching a show, question mark, exclamation point. Yeah, I got, oh my God, what do you call it? I got through Breaking Bad and then I watched El Camino and now I'm into Better Call Saul. And it's not John Wick. You're right. That's the real win here. Hi, Nerdy Alchemist. Also, over on YouTube, Deuce Covington says, I played with someone who played a barbarian / sorcerer. The barbarian brother had absorbed his brother in, oh my God, in utero, and the character would change based on whether or not they were using magics. God, I love that sort of stuff. Oh, and Skelly says, nah, there's better cards that can do that effect to convert tokens. Oh shit, okay. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, I guess, because also Halcyon does cost 1 mana. It's not like every token I control, it's just certain ones. So, I don't know. Brian says, I was into Green Day, Shadowrun, D&D, and Magic in about that order. Oh yeah, and then DVCU says late 1993 is Alpha. Oh my God. Yeah, there are some crazy cards in the set that you sent me. Holy shit, I'm excited to actually... I haven't had time to read them because I've just been sending them through and like scanning them so fast. Matt says, watching Knives Out in the Clue movie recently put me in a mood to run a hijinks-filled mystery game, but I'm not sure what system to use yet. Ooh, for like mystery games, that's hard. There's not a lot of decent ones that are like dedicated to... Hi, Aries! Oh my God, guys, we were just talking about you. Hi, everyone, say hello to Aries. Inside of Aries, one of the co-founders, I believe, of Bloom. Hold on, let me do this. Inside of Aries, there we go. Amazing human being. We were just talking, I was talking to Concho about, yeah, Concho was just in here. We were talking about, well, first we were talking about foot fetishes, which is when he came in, unfortunately. But then we were talking about PAX East and PAX West and things like that. He says he wants to come to East at some point, which fingers crossed he can. He came in at a bad time. It wasn't my fault. It was unrelated to him. Lucas also says, I slightly hoped that they didn't have VIP, just so someone else had to endure the VIP purge. Hey, I would never take VIP away from Aries, okay? How dare you? Unless he pissed me off, in which case I'd do it for the bit. Let's see. Onicle, Ionicle, rather, over on YouTube says hello. And let's see. The Norik, hello. What? I feel like I missed something. I was gonna say something. I gotta scroll up. Hold on. Oh yeah, the Knives Out movie. No one spoil it. I haven't seen it yet. I also haven't had much motivation to see it because I didn't like the second one. I didn't like Glass Onion that much. And I know that's on me and that I probably need to have a higher fucking, I don't know, intelligence to be able to understand it to the degree that they intended when Rain Johnson or whoever put it out. I'll watch it again. I'll go through the whole trilogy again. Spoiler, Daniel Craig is in it. Dude, Daniel Craig turned into like, he got old, right? He was like real, I remember he had white hair or something like that, right? Matt says the first Knives Out was lightning in a bottle. It was so good. But I appreciate that they're still making new ones. Cheese Prop says, imagine aging. Oh my God. Aries says, I thought Concho brought up feet. No, maybe to me talking about feet summoned him. I don't know. Let's see. Aisha says she neglected to mention she started the foot fetish conversation. Yeah, we were talking about wiki feet, and I was like, do I have a wiki feet? I've never really censored my feet. And then that spun off into, what the hell is a foot fetish anyway? And then someone said that they actually wrote an essay on it when they were in a health science class and got an A. And I wanted to ask for more info, but I also had like 160 people in the stream at that time, and I was like, I feel like I should maybe stop talking about feet for 2 fucking seconds. So we went over and talked about Christmas, which, how was your Christmas, by the way? Let's see. Oh my gosh, also Snyder Smith says thoughts on best cleric build for a combat medic. Ooh. I actually don't know. I don't go into cleric subclasses that often. When I do, it's usually not healing ones. You could try Grave Cleric, but it's not the best damage-wise. It does learn harm, though, as well as heal, I'm pretty sure. So Grave Cleric is my favorite flavor-wise. I know that the objectively best cleric is Forge still, right? Not 100% sure. Aries says, Merry Christmas, I got the flu? No, you were out Christmassy and Dave. Day? Shit, dude, I'm sorry. Fuck, that sucks. That's real bad. Oh, man. Process Hydra says, personally, Twilight Cleric is, but oh yeah, Twilight, I forgot Twilight Cleric came out. So if you guys are ever looking at specific subclasses, I will live and die by this website. It's rpgbot.net, and I would hope that you guys know about it already, but if you go up to the top, it has a bunch of different pages on how to optimize your character for basically every single class and subclass. And it is so detailed, it's so cool. It can talk, so like for example, if we go into classes, we can go into cleric, and then we can choose like, you know, just the general cleric subclass guide, and it'll tell you which classes have, you know, 4 stars on a scale of like 1 to 4 stars, right? 3 stars for life cleric, 3 for knowledge, 4 for light. Apparently light domain is really good, right? And so the closer to blue you get, the better. It doesn't look like it has Twilight. Oh yeah, here we go. And then there's individual handbooks on how to build based on specific subclasses. So if we go into Twilight domain, it talks about all the good and bad parts of the actual, like, you know, domain, what do you call them? The class features. And then also tells you like where to put your stats, how to multi-class, what exactly you should take at every single level if you want to really min-max. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. I usually use this as a reference. I don't 100% stick by it, but I use it as a start because I'm very bad at optimizing. But they're really, really good at it. Aries says, what about you? Oh man, I got so many cool things for Christmas. Holy shit, did I tell you guys I got the Kingdom Death Monster Red Witches expansion? It's really cool. Let me see if I can actually show this, because I don't know, there's a lot of tits and a lot of gore. I'll just show this part because it should cut off the tits on the left and then the gore on the right, which is kind of perfect. But it's essentially like a new expansion for Kingdom Death that I got for Christmas, and I put this on my Christmas wish list, and my mom got it for me, and she just chose to not ask any questions, which is great for me personally. She definitely seemed a little suspicious looking at the outside of the box and looking at the back of it, and the fact that it has like a bright red, like mature, no children allowed type thing on it. But I'm also just not used to her getting me things that I want for Christmas, which is crazy. Hey, Brayden says min-maxing. I promise I'm not. I promise I'm not. Unless you push me, and then I will. But let's see. Laxative. Hello. Says back to Cthulhu for a sec. Couldn't type it when you brought it up, but I started liking it more when I read this thing. It said, imagine you're an ant. You are confused if you walk into a computer, sure, but Eldritch Madness is when you understand briefly what a computer is, and then have to go and explain it to all the other ants. Yeah, and you just like, no one understands. You can't physically make them understand. I get that part of it, but I just don't like it still. I don't know, it's just not my thing. Oh wait, hold on. Yvette says, are you into Kingdom Death for the death or the tits? Who's asking? Can't a girl like both? I'm here for the monster design, actually. If we look at, let me see, hold on. Miniatures, simulator, no, hobby, maybe. Yeah, tutorials. Let me show you I can show you some of these creatures. Let's see. Nope, that's tits. That's, I think, a dick. Those are just tits. Hold on, that's a dick. That's definitely a dick. Hold on. I swear there's some non-nude creatures in here that are genuinely really cool designs. I'm getting to it. That's sitting on a throne of dicks. A person suggestively licking something that I don't think I should look. I swear to God, where are all the monsters? Hold on. Dragon King. I know that one's okay. It's really veiny, but it's fine. So for example, this. Aries says not looking good, G. Listen, it's not me, it's the game. But like, these monsters, right? Fucking cool. This guy, he's radioactive in the lore. Lucas says just clip this whole segment. Don't. And there's a little guy in his chest who's just poking out and trapped there. How crazy is that? Ignore the veininess. Your bed dank, says Dinah. Those are two dicks coming out of his head. If your dick looks like that, I need you to talk to a doctor. Exit stream and go check on what your insurance covers. Brain transplant says they work, or Brian, sorry, says they worked his pecs so hard they disintegrated. There's some really cool shit. Hold on, where is it? No, his chin is a dick. Lonely Tree? Might be safe for work? Yeah, this looks safe for work. It's a tree, but it's got heads and arms and things, and it's made of flesh, so it has like little flesh sacks that dangle off of it, and if you get too close, it's like a trap. Also, people paint these leaves to individually look like tongues. Like, it's that sort of body horror stuff that I look at as Harry says, excuse me, his chin. Yeah. It's like one of those, you know, those ancient Egyptian, I can describe it. It's like those ancient Egyptian chin things that's like really squarish, and like it's, you know, it's like a jewelry piece, but it curves around, and the very end is like a teeny little dick. I'm sorry, a perfectly average sized dick, depending. Let's see, HG says the beard. Yeah, the little beard thing. Dark Cypher says, I can definitely see why this game is mentioned in the Age of Umbra section on the Daggerheart book. Is it? I haven't read through the physical book. I've read through like the bare minimum necessary to play, but I don't know. Let's see. Dreaded says it'd be horrible if we lied and told Diana she's actually shown some not safe for work. I could probably explain that to Twitch chat. Maybe. Let's see, or to the Twitch staff. There's some really cool concepts in here. I think I've shown you guys this before, but they transformed the Slenderman legend into an actual playable creature, which is pretty sick. It's very fragile though, so I can't really play with it. But it's things like that, right, that inspire the physiology of my D&D monsters in like some of my favorite ways. I don't know. I always liked looking, like the screaming antelope is a really cool one, because like it's an antelope, right? But if you look at its stomach, is it gonna show? Yeah, there we go. Its stomach is all open, and it's got like fingers grasping around it on the inside, and it's just like hollow. It's like looking at a rack of ribs, you know? Aria says it's a Heartless from KH. What's KH? Oh, and Dark Sniper says, I'm pretty sure it is anyway, because Matt said it was a big inspiration. That tracks. Matt has been known to use Kingdom Death minis in Critical Role at least once. It was like the Gorm, specifically. Oh, Kingdom Hearts! Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't played, I don't know shit about Kingdom Hearts. I'm sorry. Is that the one with like Disney stuff? Is that the one with the rat? With like the giant key, right? I don't know anything about Disney stuff. Deuce says, oh, the Slenderman one also looks like dicks. It's just not human dicks. All right. Disney meets Final Fantasy. That's it. Got it. Okay. I hear, isn't that the one where people say that they cannot, for the life of them, figure out the actual plot of the game? The Keyblade? Is it an actual sword? I thought it was just a key. Hold on. This thing? How are you gonna kill someone with this? Open image in new tab. This? This is not a weapon of mass destruction. This is my house key. Your friend Dag said you just call Mickey Mouse the Rat. My friends and I call him the Rat whenever we're beckoning for a lawsuit, essentially. Blunt force trauma? Really? It doesn't even, like, expand into a sword? Huh. It can close hearts? Okay. So can my mother if she says exactly the wrong thing to you. DVC said it's a key, and when you stick it inside someone, it unlocks their death. Oh god. Is that an actual thing? Because I wouldn't put it past the Final Fantasy universe to make that a genuine thing. Or the Final Fantasy vibe. It's magic? It's a multi-use club. Okay. Does it actually unlock something or does it just look like that for fun? It's just a big ass key. Oh my god. Dr. Rope says, I never played Kingdom Hearts, but I know that people lost their minds when they introduced the main character into Super Smash Bros. Dude, I remember that. Why do I remember that? I don't have... Oh man, yeah, I remember there was like some crazy reactions going around the internet when people were like, no fucking way, this is Sora. And I felt that way when I saw the Control release, the Control teaser at the Game Awards. That shit was crazy. As soon as the red hiss background came up, I was like, it's the hiss, that's Control. That's the brother. And no one in the row next to me had played Control, so they had no idea what I was talking about. But I get it. Honestly, I fucking love game teasers. And I love the way that people pick them apart. And I love it when people know like so quickly what the teaser is going to be about. Like when the Elder Scrolls and the Fable teasers came out, even though they were just backgrounds, people nailed down the fact that the Elder Scrolls is probably going to be in Hammerfell or High Rock. I don't know. Yeah, just based on like the distance from the White Gold Tower, you know? I don't know. Chartreuse Goose says, how did you come up with your name? That is a good question. You'd have to ask 11-year-old me. I've had it for forever, and I honest to God could not tell you where it came from. I am from Portland, and it is the city of roses, so I think it was derived from that, but it was also just really easy to get everywhere. So, you know, I'll go with what I can get. Snowstorm says, not gonna lie, the community rule before being able to access chat is actually so peak. Thank you. It's also my rule in Discord. You can't talk unless you promise to not be a dick, and that's it. Which is quite nice. Limwick says, you know what was an underrated movie? The 2001 Final Fantasy movie Spirits Within. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, I fear. Sorry. I'm uneducated. I'm not good at things. Let's see. Oh yeah, HG says Control 2, baby. Yeah, so let me go to YouTube. I still got to see this live, and it was the coolest thing ever to see this guy come down from the ceiling. I don't know if you guys keep track of game announcements. Control 2. I kind of want to look at... Yeah, was this the announcement trailer? Let me see. TGA reveal. Here we go. So I'm not gonna play the sound because it shouldn't be necessary and I don't want to get sued. But they full on had actual pieces of paper thrown about. Some dude had to sweep them up afterwards. They had this guy descending from the fucking ceiling on stage. And as soon as this came up, I was like, huh. Aries says, that's my friend you're talking about. Oh no. But yeah, it looks really cool. And it looks so different from the first game too. The fact that his weapon is like a fucking hammer is the coolest fucking thing. The fact that you get to play the brother, the fact that they tease at like, what's her fuck, the director Faden going haywire, essentially. That's crazy. Brayden says the Game Awards is so cool this year. It was so sick. I'm so happy to be there. The Divinity reveal was amazing. Also, hello to Soul Lights and Silent Kid Studio. The Angel on Your Shoulder cheered 100 bits. Aries has also resubscribed. Oh my god, okay, hold on. Aries, I'm putting you at the top. And sight of Aries. There we go. We also had Captain Cream X. That was my nickname in college. Captain Cream X has subscribed. Angel, thank you for the bits. We also had... I think that's it. I think I'm caught up. Aries says, dude, that was fire that you got to go. It was so cool. It was so cool. It was amazing. The music was amazing. The orchestra was fantastic. Process Hydra says, Control and Alan Wake are some of my favorite games. Remedy slaps. So they're in the same universe, right? Like, Control and Alan Wake are considered part of the same, like, lore? Is that right? Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember. I'm not gonna go through the entire thing. But basically they break her brother out of containment. Which I don't know how he ends up at the end of the first game. I haven't played the first game fully through yet. We played it a little bit on stream, but we haven't entirely finished. It's nice that he has hair though. Flute Guy was the star. Yeah, I didn't know who Flute Guy was at the very beginning. But he was fucking amazing, and like the fact that he played something that was functionally made out of PVC pipes at first was really cool. Oh yeah, Snowstorm says Firebreak, Control, and Alan Wake are linked. What is Firebreak? FBC Firebreak? This one? From Remedy? So they're all in the same universe or all in the same... Is in the same timeline? A 3-player cooperative first-person action shooter set in a mysterious federal agency under assault by otherworldly forces. Ooh. Oh my god, they already have a page for Resident on Steam. That's sick. So here's Control. Quantum Break? Is that also in with it? God, I remember this from forever ago. Because I remember the main character was like one of my favorite actors back when I was younger. But not that much younger, because I thought he was hot. I don't remember his name, but... Hi, Lord Drunken Badger. Ford Hero says Blue Guy's an amazing musician and makes instruments for specific sounds he wants. That's so cool. That's so talented. That's sick. Also, Spacing Giant says my favorite moment from this year's TGAs was seeing Werner Herzog from the Warframe trailer. I wish I was there. Could be there someday. Warframe, I'm glad that they've come so far, honestly. They've been doing some really cool stuff, and it's so nice to see free games get recognition like that. Oh, Process Hydra says Quantum Break isn't officially in the timeline because Microsoft owns it. Oh, okay. I getcha. Rip. And then Dark Sniper says the way he plays is because he wants to make sure his daughter can hear him from heaven, which made me tear up when I first heard. Don't tell me that. We only have like 6 minutes left in stream. I need to not cry. I need to film after this. I need my makeup intact. Damn. Chartreuse Goose also says I think Max Payne was also supposed to be part of the universe initially. It looks like... Oh, yeah, huh. Max Payne. Oh, God. Am I going to be able to... View page. I remember hearing about this as a kid because it was... It's so old. It came out in 2001. But I don't remember... Oh, my God. This man looks like he just sucked on a lemon. And it was, like, pretty... I want to say... groundbreaking, but I can't remember why. Why did people like it so much? It looks pretty broken, but people are praising its story. Okay, that's good to hear from a game this old that it isn't just like a straight up shoot everything you see thing. It was the diving while shooting. Oh, gotcha. And Process Header says the Remedy verse is one of my special interests. Oh, gotcha. And Yves says a cheeky metazoa for the end of stream. I can do a quick metazoa. Do you guys want to do some metazoa real fast? It's a quick little game. And it's interactive. You guys can shout out your answers and I'll type them in for you. Basically, the way this game works, if you're new here, is the game, Wordle style, is gonna have a target animal, a species specifically, that we have to guess at. And every time we make a guess, it's going to... Oh, hey, she wants me to roll a d20 as well. Wisdom save to resist crying. Oh no. Here we go. We're using the Once Again Dead Pixels d20 because I only roll this once every couple of fucking years. And I keep forgetting to charge it in between. A 9. I'd like to think I have a positive wisdom score. Maybe I'm tooting my own horn here, but I think I do. Equinox, hey, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome in right at the end. Equinox, let me add you to the board. Equinox, just 4. I thought it was 04. Whoopsies. There we are. Hello. Good to see you. DVC said 9, so no crying, and HT says you're gonna cry. Figgy says now I have to cry? Absolutely not. I'm too dehydrated from the sickness to cry. Anyway, does anyone want to throw out an animal? Oh yeah, Miriak highlighted a message saying reindeer or black-bellied salamander. I know it'll limit it to salamander or something. Let's do reindeer because it's Christmas time. Yeah, caribou. So what it'll do is we'll type in this animal and it'll tell us what the goal animal and the animal that we just guessed have in common, and it'll go as far up the, as far down the family tree as it can. So we know that this answer that we're looking for and a reindeer both are Laurasiatherians, which is not super helpful. It's basically just mammals. I don't know. Clever Kale says, what would you do if I redeem roughly 220 hydrates at the start of the next stream I catch? There's a cooldown on it for a reason, and I'd probably disable it forever after that, but, let's see, we have platypus, squirrel. Platypus is a good guess, because I want to rule out anything related to that. Also, Para over on YouTube says you're a druid, you have to have a positive wisdom score. Thank you. That's what I would hope. Platypus. It is not a platypus. Oh, because a platypus isn't a Eurasiatherian? Oh. It includes a lot of ungulates. We could get into... Oh, but if it's an ungulate, it would have marked it as a caribou-related ungulate. So it's not... So it's nothing with hooves, essentially. A pine marten is a good one. We can do marten, maybe? If I can spell it right. Nope, we don't have marten. I think we should do a carnivore, though. Let's go mustelids. Yeah, Retrotrack says try a carnivora. Bones says do a leopard. A leopard is a good guess. Yeah, okay, so we know it's a carnivore. That helps a ton, actually. That's really huge. So carnivores, cats, dogs, wolves, anything related along those lines, anything that eats meat, bears are included in this. Brain Transplant says grizzly. Yeah, let's do grizzly and then wolverine. Wait, is that it? Oh, okay, so we know it's a bear. Bears are carnivorous mammals of the family Ursidae. They're classified as caniforms or dog-like carnivores. Yeah, dog-like. Okay, sure. I think it has to do with their teeth placement, maybe? So we know it's some type of bear. Red panda? Let's try red panda. No, not quite. A red panda is a caniform, but not technically a bear, I fear. We could do polar bear. There's not that many bears. So really, we could brute force it. It looks like it's not a polar bear. Black bear says House Duggan. That has to be it. Really? There's not that many bears. Sun bear? Sun bear isn't on here. What other kinds of bear? Water bear? Sloth bear? No, two-toed sloth is there, but not... Brown bear, polar bear, black bear. Oh, it's not specifically a bear, but it's a bear. What the fuck? It's a type of bear, but it's also not a bear? How the hell is it up here? Hello? A drop bear? Nah. A panda? Let's try panda. Giant panda. Okay, got it. Nailed it. Sorry, I was so dumb. I forgot pandas existed. And to be fair, pandas also forget they exist like half the time. So don't blame me for this. That's fucking sick. Okay, who guessed panda bear? Okay, Mr. Max, I believe was the first one. Oh no, Retrotrack was the first one. Thank you so much, Retrotrack, Mr. Max, and then also Brian Transplant had all guessed panda. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Cheese Prop says pandas are so bad at reproduction. I know, to be fair, if they're just like happy the way they are, who can blame them? You know, Ronan Dexter, thank you so much for the sub. Subscribing at tier 1 for 6 months in advance. Hey, welcome to another 6 months of this shenaniganery. Welcome back. Your Budeg says, wait, when did it change? Because I swear it was opossum this morning. Oh, I actually don't know. It doesn't give a timer the way Wordle does for when it changes. So I have no idea. But Ronan Dexter, thank you so much for being here. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the sub. And with that, I think we are done for the day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Mondays are always such a vibe because there's so many people here, so many people having fun and chatting about TTRPGs, about Christmas, about whatever the hell is going on. I saw someone briefly mention RAM. Oh my god, I'm so glad I built my computer back in back before the one that Nick and Nikki gave me. My computer was built back in 2020 before AI, before crypto, before everything that made computers fucking expensive kicked in, the pandemic, the chip crisis. So, oh god. And then ever since then, Nick and Nikki got me a massive upgrade. So after my old one died, and my god, timing wise, that was fucking lucky. Anyway, thank you guys so much who are on TikTok. I'm gonna let go of you guys here. Thank you for being here, and I will hope to see you on Twitch or YouTube next time, but either way, I'll be here tomorrow. For those who are on YouTube, I can't quite send you over to my friend Dak, but I hope to see you on Twitch, because then I can keep the fun going and show you guys some of my friends and what they're up to. So let's send you over to Dakota, if he's still going. I hope he's still on. Let me see. Yeah, okay, so Dak is currently in the middle of a fucking blizzard right now, and he's doing a first playthrough of We Happy Few, which is a fantastic story game. Go say hello, support him. Ask to see his cat, actually. That's really important. Ask to see Lucy, his cat. Oh, please do. Also, Brad Boy, hi, thank you so much for the raid. We're actually raiding it. We're just ending. I'm so sorry, it's real bad timing. But let me say, oh, you also got a raid from someone else, like just now, too. Okay, this is great. Perfect. We're just gonna keep the love going. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific time to continue on the shenanigans and the holiday fun. Bye-bye.